They say he lost his hand, but what if he gave it? Not for glory, not for vengeance, but to hold the sky in place. They say he lost his hand, as if echoed in silence. But what if he gave it, as if echoed in silence? Not for glory, as if echoed in silence. Not for vengeance, as if echoed in silence, but to hold the sky in place, as if echoed in silence. Some gods roar, some gods rule, but some hold the world together in silence. Tyr was one of them. Some gods roar, as if echoed in silence. Some gods rule, as if echoed in silence, but some hold the world together in silence, as if echoed in silence. Tyr was one of them, as if echoed in silence. He wasn't born to shine, not the thunder, not the storm, not the trickster. He was justice, not the kind that marches with swords, but the kind that sits in silence when no one else dares to. He wasn't born to shine, as if echoed in silence, not the thunder, not the storm, not the trickster, as if echoed in silence. He was justice, as if echoed in silence, not the kind that marches with swords, as if echoed in silence, but the kind that sits in silence, as if echoed in silence when no one else dares to, as if echoed in silence. He listened more than he spoke, and when he did speak, others listened. Because Tyr didn't waste words, he weighed them. He wore silence like armor, not to hide, but to protect. He listened more than he spoke, as if echoed in silence. And when he did speak, others listened, as if echoed in silence. Because Tyr didn't waste words, as if echoed in silence. He weighed them, as if echoed in silence. He wore silence like armor, as if echoed in silence. Not to hide, as if echoed in silence, but to protect, as if echoed in silence. In that stillness, he became something more than a warrior. He became a balance between fire and frost, between chaos and order. In that stillness, as if echoed in silence, he became something more than a warrior. As if echoed in silence, he became a balance, as if echoed in silence, between fire and frost, as if echoed in silence, between chaos and order, as if echoed in silence. He watched as Odin gave his eye for wisdom, watched Thor crush threats with brute force, watched Loki twist truth like thread through fingers. He watched as Odin gave his eye for wisdom, as if echoed in silence, watched Thor crush threats with brute force, as if echoed in silence, watched Loki twist truth like thread through fingers, as if echoed in silence. And Tyr stood still. Because sometimes what holds the world together is not action, but restraint. And Tyr, as if echoed in silence. Tyr stood still, as if echoed in silence. Because sometimes, as if echoed in silence, what holds the world together is not action, as if echoed in silence, but restraint, as if echoed in silence. He didn't seek thunder. He didn't crave crowns. He didn't hunger for songs sung in his name. He chose to wait, to watch, to act when others would not. He didn't seek thunder, as if echoed in silence. He didn't crave crowns, as if echoed in silence. He didn't hunger for songs sung in his name, as if echoed in silence. He chose to wait, as if echoed in silence, to watch, as if echoed in silence, to act when others would not, as if echoed in silence. And then came the wolf, born not in hatred, but in prophecy, raised with suspicion, fed with fear. The gods saw not a child, but a warning, and then came the wolf, as if echoed in silence, born not in hatred, but in prophecy, ... as if echoed in silence, raised with suspicion, as if echoed in silence, fed with fear, as if echoed in silence. The gods saw not a child, as if echoed in silence, but a warning, as if echoed in silence. They chained him with laughter, they tested his strength with lies. They wrapped him in silk and deception, and when he paused, when he asked for trust, only one stepped forward. They chained him with laughter, as if echoed in silence. They tested his strength with lies, as if echoed in silence. They wrapped him in silk and deception, as if echoed in silence. And when he paused, as if echoed in silence. When he asked for trust, as if echoed in silence. Only one stepped forward, as if echoed in silence. Tyr, not the boldest, not the strongest, but the most willing to lose something sacred for something greater. Tyr, ... as if echoed in silence, not the boldest, as if echoed in silence, not the strongest, as if echoed in silence, but the most willing to lose something sacred, ... as if echoed in silence, for something greater, ... as if echoed in silence. He looked at Fenrir, not with fear, not with anger, but with sorrow and understanding. He looked at Fenrir, as if echoed in silence, not with fear, ... as if echoed in silence, not with anger, as if echoed in silence, but with sorrow, as if echoed in silence, and understanding, ... as if echoed in silence. He had raised the wolf, fed him with kindness, spoke to him in words the others never used. He had seen the boy inside the beast, but he also saw the fear in the gods. He had raised the wolf, as if echoed in silence, fed him with kindness, as if echoed in silence, spoke to him in words the others never used, as if echoed in silence. He had seen the boy inside the beast, as if echoed in silence, but he also saw the fear in the gods, as if echoed in silence. So when the chain came, and the lie was dressed as promise, Tyr was the only one who stepped forward. Not to trick Fenrir, but to give him one last truth. So when the chain came, as if echoed in silence, and the lie was dressed as promise, as if echoed in silence, Tyr was the only one who stepped forward, as if echoed in silence. Not to trick Fenrir, as if echoed in silence, but to give him one last truth, as if echoed in silence. He placed his hand into the mouth of a creature he loved, a creature he knew would bite, a creature who was not evil, just betrayed. He placed his hand, as if echoed in silence, into the mouth of a creature he loved, as if echoed in silence, a creature he knew would bite, as if echoed in silence, a creature who was not evil, as if echoed in silence, just betrayed, ... as if echoed in silence. And when the trap closed, when the silk became steel, when the lie was revealed, Fenrir clamped down, not in rage, but in grief. And when the trap closed, as if echoed in silence, when the silk became steel, as if echoed in silence, when the lie was revealed, as if echoed in silence, Fenrir clamped down, as if echoed in silence, not in rage, as if echoed in silence, but in grief, ... as if echoed in silence. Tyr did not scream, he did not fight, he did not curse the gods who had stayed silent. He simply stood, bleeding, but unbroken. Tyr did not scream, as if echoed in silence. He did not fight, as if echoed in silence. He did not curse the gods who had stayed silent, as if echoed in silence. He simply stood, as if echoed in silence, bleeding, as if echoed in silence, but unbroken, as if echoed in silence. And the hall was silent. No one clapped, no one sang, no one bowed their head. Because they all knew they had watched a god sacrifice truth for order. And the hall was silent, as if echoed in silence. No one clapped, as if echoed in silence. No one bowed their head, as if echoed in silence. Because they all knew, as if echoed in silence. They had watched a god sacrifice truth for order, as if echoed in silence.